On you go. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about two things. We're going to talk about tennis elbow, can also be called epicondylitis, and carpal tunnel. They can be quite linked, these two conditions, but also totally separate. So we're going to talk about tennis elbow first. Tennis elbow can be caused by tennis, and the main reason it's caused that is that during the serve there's a forcible flexion of the wrist as you serve forward, and this causes trauma in this part of the elbow. And it's mainly a repetitive strain injury, so the tendons get damaged over and over and over and over again by the same movement, and this creates a chronic inflammation, and can lead to such serious condition that you can't actually move your arm eventually. There's lots of different levels of tennis elbow, from grade 1, which is a minor irritation, up to grade 5, where the arm's completely disabled, it's red, it's swollen, and there's a big inflammatory condition going on. A lot of people can't understand why the elbow is linked into what you do with your hand. It's a very common problem for typists, because they use their arm, wrist and fingers in a very fixed position over and over and over again, very repetitive movements, and that's the problem, is that the angle of the elbow and the wrist gets stuck. And then the fingers move and move and move over and over and over and over again. And that builds up and builds up tension, and eventually the muscles can't cope with that and start to break down. And again, people wonder why movement at the hand and the fingers can cause problems up here. If we get the subject here just to move his fingers, you'll be able to see the tendons flickering with movement right up into this point of the elbow. And the biomechanics of the wrist and the arm are that the tendons in the back of the hand, if you just extend your fingers, the tendons in the back of the hand come through a little tunnel here, and they follow right up the arm, and they attach within one tendon at this point in the elbow. So all the tension from every movement all the way up this part of the arm creates a big exertion and strain on this part of the elbow just here. So that's why it's located generally around about this area, and the pain can flow down the arm. Relax again. Tennis elbow can affect the elbow, the forearm, the wrist and the hand, depending on the extent of the problem. Common tests for tennis elbow that we would use are to bend the wrist forward. We have somebody do this. Quite often that will cause pain up in this area here. You can then get the fingers extended one at a time. So first finger, you might find pain with that, you might not. Middle finger, again this one might be pain productive. Fourth finger, this quite commonly causes a lot of pain, and the fifth finger. So depending which finger causes the problem, it tells you which muscle the actual damage is in. There's quite a number of muscles run all the way up the arm here, and as I said, they all form one tendon here, and it attaches into this point of the elbow. So that's why it's called tennis elbow. But basically it's a chronic tendinitis through overuse, repetitive movement and strain. Now occasionally you find that there's pain at the elbow that seems completely unrelated to the wrist, the hand and the arm at all, and this can be linked up to the neck. There's vertebrae at the bottom of your neck, just where it attaches onto the shoulders, called cervical vertebrae 7 or C7. If this vertebrae gets stiff or stuck, it can start to irritate the nerves as they come out from there, and the location of pain for that is actually here. So if you're experiencing a little bit of stiffness and pain in your neck, plus there's pain in the elbow, it could be linked into that. Quite often that's misdiagnosed as tennis elbow, but it's a linked condition, and the area of pain is round about the outside the elbow here. So people wonder what they can do with tennis elbow as a form of treatment. The only guaranteed fail-safe way to get rid of it completely is to change what you're doing. The cause of the problem is a repetitive strain. The wrist, hand or arm is being used in the same angle over and over again, so what you need to do is change the angle. So if you were a computer operator, what we do with this is to get a wrist rest that would lift your wrist slightly. Again, that just changes the angle slightly, so if you're used to typing in this position, you get the wrist rest that raises your wrist up, and your wrist and hand is going to be above the keyboard then. The angle's changed and the strain on the muscle is going to be different. So variety is the key. Don't keep doing the same movement in the same plane, the same angle over and over again. Keep changing your position as much as you can, and that's going to reduce the strain. Tennis players, again, they might change the angle of the serve, and that would be down to their coach. That's quite an advanced level where they're going to be feeling problems. Other occupations where we get tennis elbow can be joiners, anybody that uses their hands, and again, just changing the angle, changing the hand is important. Try and avoid movements where your palm grip is down. That's going to produce a lot of strain up into the elbow here. You might want to change your grip to this position. If you're turning door handles, even that can cause it. Again, just change the angle of the hand and the wrist just try and take the strain off as much as you can. You could also ice the area, which would reduce the inflammation. You can use tape to change the pressure further down the arm, anything that's going to help that area rest and recover. So it needs to rest to reduce the inflammation. You might also take anti-inflammatories. There are natural anti-inflammatories, very strong ones, pineapple and turmeric. You could take ibuprofen, paracetamol for the pain, but ice is one of the best ways to reduce the inflammation there. And stretching. So to stretch, you'd extend the elbow fully, flex the wrist and flex the fingers. This is going to create a stretch all the way around, right into the fingers. Any stretch you do, you want to hold between 30 and 60 seconds and do between 5 and 10 times, and ideally about 3 times a day to get a prolonged effect. Otherwise, you want to go and see a physiotherapist who can administer some really deep tissue massage to help break down scar tissue. Ultrasound can help as well. Acupuncture is very beneficial for tennis elbow. And you would rest is the key, and reduce what's actually the cause.